Good morning and welcome to the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm Mrs. Claus and this is episode 187. I hope you're having a great week so far. There are only 84 days until Christmas, so if you are knitting anything substantial, you need to get on it. I'm looking at you, Erin. Christmas gifts so far? No, I'm not really. I've done a few, but I don't have any on the needles right now, which is probably why I need this reminder to get on it. I'm Steph. I'm also known as the Knitting Samurai over on Ravelry and Instagram, and you can find a shop account under the name of Adore Knit Steph on Instagram as well. So, welcome! Yay! I feel like saying we made it. I don't know what we made it through, but we made it! I made it through the weekend. I made it through everyone getting out of the house. I don't know if I'm going to make it to swimming today, though. I'm going to try. We've got, I don't have my glasses on, 27 minutes till I have to leave, so maybe not. I'm drinking hot coffee, and I pulled out my Mrs. Claus mug that my boys bought for me for Christmas. They went shopping with their grandparents, and they bought mom and dad matching Mrs. and Mr. Santa Claus mugs. And I don't think they realized what they were doing, so it was humorous for the adults. So, I know they didn't realize what they were doing, but... My stage light shut off. Must need to charge. I got this really great light off Amazon that hooks onto your phone. And I think I spent like $3 or $4 for it. I can't reach it to show it to you, but it's this little round light. And it's great. You can set the settings, it's LED, it's super bright, and then everything you take a picture of is well lit. Because lighting is an issue here with me. Anyways, so you're seeing them. These are my Partying Up and Getting Down socks. These are by, whoa, hold the phone. Okay, I'm going to talk about lots of socks, 3 pairs of socks, and a sweater. That's what's in the show today. A shop update as well. Because I've been very prolific over there. And I think that's it. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of what's going on with the boys. So, now I can officially begin talking about my knitting. I can hear Linus' feet. Yeah, he's over here. No changes. So these are Partying Up and Getting Down socks by Megan Williams. I had finished them except for the heels. So this past week I put in 2 heels. 2, imagine, not just 1, not 3, just 2 heels. And look at how long these socks are. Okay, when I knit regular socks with heels in them as I go, my socks end up like 5 inches tall, maybe less, 3 to 5 inches tall. But when I do an afterthought heel, look at that, it's gorgeous. And these are so comfortable, I'm amazed. Megan, kudos. Because I thought for sure that it wasn't going to work. I don't know. I didn't have a lot of faith in a not ribbed sock because most of my socks are ribbed. I like them ribbed. And to just trust that a designer knows the circumference of my foot without doing swatching or measuring or any of the homework I should do. Just saying, okay, I'm going to listen to the teacher and do what she says and it's going to come out right. And I did a pair of socks that way. That's very unlike me. But they fit great. They're super comfy, super warm. I've worn them 3 or 4 times. They need to be washed actually. And I've done this. Can you see it? I pulled a thread, so I have to figure out how to get that back inside. I think I did one. No, that's the spot. That's the only spot. But they're great. I will say that I enjoyed knitting from the toe up, the pair that was toe up, obviously, more than the other one. I won't say that because I don't remember, but it's in my notes that I think I'll do a second pair of these maybe for myself because it's a great way to show off your stockinette. Yeah, show off your stockinette. You can do that too, but it's a great way to show off your self-striping yarn in a cool pattern and it looks cool on your foot. But I think, so these are, one is up and one is down, and I think I'll do another pair that's just up or just down. I'll know when I get there, right? If it's, yeah. Anyways, okay, so those are done and off my needles, yay. I think I spoke last time about understanding why it's a pain once the pigskin party starts. Oh, my knitting was on the ground. It's a pain once the pigskin party starts to get your to work on your old stuff because it doesn't count, and I want to be really involved. So that has pushed me a ton this week to just no new, just get through the old stuff, get it off the needles so that I can focus on new and be super excited to participate in that knit along. I'm totally in on it this year. Although the Patriots played yesterday afternoon, my in-laws were here for the weekend, and they didn't stay with us, which is, we have a guest room and they could. She's allergic to cats, and it's frankly just, it's better. It's nice because, you know, you get that my space, your space, let's rest and then let's be together. So, but I slept through the Patriots game because I was so tired. I took a 3-hour nap because Saturday was such a busy day. Oh, let me steal a page. I am drinking, in case you're wondering, I drink the Starbucks Vendi. It was blonde, now it's Venda, whatever, in a K-cup. That's usually my coffee. Although I do like iced coffee. I like the Stoke unsweetened black, or it's a little sweet black. Either one is good. So that's usually what I drink when I drink coffee. So this is where I was last week. Look at that, guys. I powered through. These are my my other cousin Daryl's. So no, how would I say that? I would say this is my cousin Daryl, and my other cousin Daryl's socks. So you can see my danglings. There's that one and there's that one. I was almost at a heel and I did it. I finished them. Woohoo! But again, you can see these are shorter than the other ones. But he asked for, he has big feet and he's diabetic, and he wears diabetic socks. I don't know what that means. My dad said it to me like I was gonna know, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, if they don't work for him, his partner can wear them. But I'm knitting these. I have knit these for Daryl for a gift. So they're good and loose, I think. Like these are these are the women's large, or just the large sock blockers, and you can see how loose they are. And when I knit, like those last socks were for me, and I have a size 11 foot, and these are snug for those. So these should be really good for him, nice and loose. And it's all Patton's Cray yarn, knit on size 0, so the fabric is super dense. What else to tell you? It was funny. So we went out to dinner on Saturday night with my dad. Well, not just with my dad, with Steve's parents and my parents. We spent the whole day together, all of us, which is probably why I was so tired on Sunday. But we're sitting there waiting for our table at the restaurant, and we were sitting outside, and I was knitting, and we ended up that my dad and I were paired off, and so we were talking, and I said to him, these are for Daryl, and he bursts out laughing. Come on, Dad. He's just, sometimes that man, you know, it's like when we named Roland Richard after you. My dad's Richard Roland. He said, is it too late to change it? It's like, Dad. Sometimes he has bad reactions. But anyway, so these are good. I did the German short row heel. I love that heel. I need to weave in some ends, but yeah, so there you go. I matched them up pretty darn well. I had to cut the striping skein. So this is turquoise jacquard. I had to cut it to get the striping sequence to match at the top. I don't know why it wasn't, because I would do one section and then pull off enough to start at the next point where it was the same. And anyways, it was good. But yeah, so now I can take my Merida sock, my Merida keeper off, and go put her on something else, because I do love Merida, and that's from Disney's Brave. I could just watch that one over and over. Unfortunately, the boys don't agree with me, but whatever. Last night we watched A Wrinkle in Time, and I tried to read the book like in 3rd grade, and all my friends read it, and I just didn't understand what was going on, and I found it very upsetting that I didn't like this book. And it's just been one of those things, like a black mark that I've carried with me in my soul, that I know deep inside I have not read this classic book, A Wrinkle in Time. And so when I saw that Oprah made a movie, or Oprah was in the movie for the book, I was like, yes, I will finally understand and know what's going on. I probably read half of that book. I know I didn't finish it, and I know I was very distraught at not knowing what was happening, and everyone else knew. So I watched the movie last night with Steve and the boys, and I still don't completely follow it. And yeah, Steve and Roland loved it. They thought it was 2 thumbs up, great movie. I was like, okay, it's weird and it's out there, and Tristan got uncomfortable at points. It's a weird out there story, but it's not like Never Ending Story, which is, I would think, a similar adventure through strange world with strange, different creatures, imaginary creatures. And I don't know. I never saw Cloud Atlas, and I feel like that's a similar situation. Why did I just have trouble over that joint? I use these needles all the time. So this is my next sock. This is some, I did cast on new because I wanted to finish these socks and then I need a sock on the needles. So yay, new socks. So this is Champagne and Strawberries. I hand wound the ball. So it's a dark green, a chartreuse green, a red, and a yellow. And I thought, even though it's meant to be a Valentine's Day color, I thought it would make a great Christmas color. It's so early, I have to keep pumping coffee, I'm sorry. But I don't know who I'm knitting these for. I have 2 pairs of Christmas socks. Mom has a pair of Christmas socks because we all wear hand knit socks on Christmas Day. It's turned into a bit of a tradition. The boys don't have any, and my dad and Steve don't have any, but the yellow would make this way a dad color, but I don't know if I want to knit him a pair of socks. I just don't know. I mean, he's totally a loud, bright sock guy. He doesn't care, and he'll wear them. They do a lot of camping. He'll wear them around. It doesn't matter. He's retired to him. So I don't know who these are for yet. I don't have to know for another 6 rows, and then I'll figure out how to stop, if it's time to stop increases or decreases. I feel like Tristan would appreciate a pair of socks more than Roland, just because Roland isn't a big hand knit kid and Tristan likes things for him more. But I don't know. I think I bought this with me in mind, and that's why I'm looking at it like, yeah, I'd like this. But again, I have dozens and dozens of socks that I have some still packed away from when we moved. That's how many socks I have, because I was like, I'm not going to wear them. I don't need to wear them. They don't need to be in the full rotation. Let's save them for later in case I stop knitting socks. Well, I'm not stopping. So, anyways, okay. There's that. Lastly, hitch pullover. So this has been making slow progress. This is by, who is this by? Vanessa Ewing. And I'm using Cascade 220 Superwash and the colorway 801. I don't know why I remember that colorway every time. I'm so good with that. And it's, I think of it as an army green. If I hold it upside down, you could probably tell better. So bottom up, but I'm holding it upside down to confuse you. So this is the hem. I'm almost done the back. So there's, the front was split off and there's the back. I'm going. The pattern has, the smallest size has a 5.5 inch armhole, and I need to go measure one of Roland's sweatshirts to be sure. I feel like a 4 or 5 inch armhole is probably good for him. The pattern is written for women, size 36 to something, and I'm adjusting it for a 29 inch chest for Roland. So there it is. It's going nice. It's nice and squishy. I'll tell you, this right here is one of the Harry Potter progress keepers that I am selling like hotcakes, and it made me, oh, you can't even see it. It made me wonder, like, hey, which one of these would I be? Which house? Because I read the first 3 or 4 books, and I've seen all the movies, but I wasn't like really geeked out on Harry Potter. It didn't connect with me the way it has, obviously, with other people. So I'm more of a sci-fi than a fantasy person, personally. But so I took 3 different online tests to figure out which house I belong in, and I got 2 tests said one and one said another one. So but the second choice on that was the first on the other 2. So I decided, okay, I'm that one. So I am a Ravenclaw. You could tell I'm real committed. I joined the Harry Potter House Cup group that you hear Lala of the Knit Girls talk about all the time. I'm not sure if I'll participate in that, if I'm ready to do that. But I have free time and I have space in my head for thinking about things like politics and knitting and helping out at school and sharpening pencils and all kinds of things that I didn't have space for before. So next is going to be a little shop update. This week we have Big Bang Theory, including a Bazinga keeper or marker set. We have additional Harry Potter stuff in the shop. This week it's Hogwarts and Dumbledore's Army, including a Phoenix progress keeper. We've also added the lightning bolt, the correct lightning bolt, and a cornucopia for Thanksgiving. Bronze kitties for the knitter and cat enthusiast. And we've restocked the firefly. New is Simba, along with Hakuna Matata. It's a wonderful phrase. Something blue, the TARDIS. I absolutely love it. Here you go. And a little more detail on that 3D TARDIS. We've restocked the copper made with love compass, the love entwined hearts, and new and extra large, I'm thinking Labrador keeper, zipper pull, family with pastel markers that goes with the Day of the Dead theme, along with the wings of angels, and Forever in Our Hearts, and the yellow Day of the Dead progress keeper. And lastly, a new stormtrooper has entered the shop. So that's it for this week. Just a quick thank you. And if you spend $15, you get 25% off your order. You can do anything. So that's what's new in the shop. That's what's going on over there. And what else is going on? I already kind of told you. My in-laws were here. So Saturday we had swimming for Tristan. My jumping in, doing great. He was doing the starfish on your back. So he's making super progress on being comfortable in the water. That was Saturday morning, and then Roland had his soccer game, and his team won, yay. And Gran and Grampy were there to watch, and then we went apple picking. So funny, we had Roland's open house at his school, and this is the first time that we brought the boys with us, because Roland, I don't know if it was Steve or Roland, one of them was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, you wouldn't bring your child to a teacher conference, or whatever. We wouldn't. You might, but we wouldn't. But an open house is a different animal. So we all went as a family and met all the teachers, and Tristan loves it, and he can't wait to go to kindergarten. And while we were there, we saw one of Roland's classmates from daycare. So he has known her since he was a year old, and his birthday's in September and hers is in October, and she's a school year behind him. So we saw her and her parents at the open house. Her dad and I used to work for the same company, but not together. And so we visited. Her mom's so nice. And then when we were apple picking, we saw them apple picking like 3 days later. So it's kind of a funny, hey, saw you again. Someone I haven't seen in 6 months. Maybe, or 12 months. She does soccer too, so we would occasionally see her there. But anyways, so we saw them apple picking, and we rode on the tractor, and we found out that it was a family orchard that was started in 1992. And so it was so cool though, because every orchard I've ever been to, the trees are giant, and they're ladders, and you climb and you pick, right? Like when I think of apple picking, that's what I think of, is the climbing aspect. Well, these people, they've controlled their trees to such a, like, they cut the tops every year. There were so many apples within arm's reach. Like, it was awesome. You didn't have to climb. All the trees were full of apples. It was amazing. It was a really great orchard trip. But it was $17 for a peck, which strikes me as very expensive. But they are very delicious apples. We got Max. That's what's... dinner at our favorite restaurant. Yay! I love going there, even though it was a really long wait. And then that was Saturday. It was a busy, busy day. So, on Sunday I told you was football, and then we watched a movie. And now it's Monday morning, and I'm here with you. So I've got some shipping to do and some swimming to do, and that's it. Any plans for new stuff? I do. Oh, that reminds me. I put a thread. Please put a comment on the YouTube video or go over to the Ravelry group, which is Knitting Samurai and her guys, and join if you haven't joined. And put a comment over there. Would you rather do a knit along or a swap? I want to do something like I have the brain space or the time and the space, and I'd like to do something a little more engaging with the group. And so, which would you rather? Would you rather do a knit along or a swap? I don't know. I'm thinking, well, project, if you pick a particular pattern, it limits the number of people that join. So maybe not that. So I'm thinking more along the lines of show your Christmas knitting, or maybe it'll be, yeah, I don't know. So either a knit along or a swap. Which would you be interested in? Someone has suggested that we do a stitch marker swap. That could be fun, or we could do a mini swap, or we could do full skeins, whatever. You tell me what you feel like, what you would be interested in doing, and we'll get that going. So I've increased enough. I'm going round and round and round. And these are Knitter's Pride carbons. Are they carbons? No, they're not carbons because there's no black. I think they're just the regular Knitter's Pride. Anyways, I've switched that they're my go-to needle now. So they work. They're my interchangeable set of knit picks works with them. They're all compatible. So okay, that's it for me. That's it. I need to drink some more coffee and tell you that I watched Deadpool 2 this week. Steve and I watched it. I was like, we started it, I want to say 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And I watched it, like, I didn't knit. I leaned on Steve, but I didn't fall asleep, which is unheard of. I always fall asleep. It was like the train wreck. You know, I really enjoyed the first Deadpool. Like, it made me laugh. It was irreverent. It was fast-paced. Like, it was a good movie. This one, I was just like, what is going on here? I have to pay attention, but like, they had me engaged, and I really liked the character of Domino and what she could do, but yeah, don't make a Deadpool 3. Leave it there. Don't go any further. So that was my take on it. And then I proceeded to watch a ton of YouTube videos about, anyways, I'm going on and on and on. But anyway, of YouTube videos about how, like, theories about Deadpool and X-Men, and trying to explain how it fit in with the X-Men timeline, because it doesn't make sense. My dad read comic books. I read comic books growing up. I know a smidge about it. And so that was part of it too with Deadpool. I was like, like, does not compute several times in the movie. So, but I did read one cool thing, or watch one cool thing, that his girlfriend Vanessa is deaf, which I kind of like that image of it, because knowing the background of his relationship with death, to put her in that spot is like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. So, okay, that's it. That's my talk about superheroes for the week. Let's see, I covered Harry Potter, I covered superheroes. What else? We got to talk about Star Wars. Yeah, I have nothing for Star Wars this week. So, okay, take care. I will talk to you in 10 days or so. And I am, just to let you know, I can't seem to shut up this morning. I am trying to record every week because processing time is taking me longer. So I'm recording every 7 days and hoping to get it up every 10. So eventually they'll catch up. I don't know. We'll see how this works. But I am aware, and I am trying to be more regular here and in the bathroom now. Okay, have a great 10 days or so. I'll talk to you soon.